What's up, guys? It's your boy TPP, and I'm back with that true crime talk, baby. Let's go. Happy Hump Day, y'all. Happy Hump Day. Damn, already got some heads in the room. Good to see y'all. Good to see you. Happy Hump Day, y'all. I know it's Hump Day, but where's the rest of y'all? You know what I mean? Save that stuff for later, y'all. Save it for later. You got to be here with us. You know what I mean? But anyways, all jokes aside, y'all, thank you for being here. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I'm having a pretty good day myself. I'll be honest with y'all. I wasn't feeling that great last night on the live stream. I was just amped on adrenaline. I ended up taking the day off today. I had to get some rest. I'm a little bit more caught up. I'm still a little tired. But feel a lot better than I did last night. A little bit more energy. Let me jump in chat. Let me see who I got here. We got Miss Dakota Parker. Good to see you, ma'am. Happy Wednesday to you. We got Miss Jenny O. Hey. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon, y'all. I need a break from all the psychotic going on today. I feel you. It can be a bit much. I mean, that's crazy when true crime and its insanity is an escape from the other insanity on YouTube. Hi Insights. Good to see you, ma'am. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. Miss Steph V, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hindsight says self-care is very important. It is, man. It is. If I didn't take the day off, I was feeling it, man. I was feeling it. And if my immune system drops with some of the health issues I deal with, I'm done for like a week. I'm going to be out the game for a week. So it's lose a day to save, 7 or more sometimes. Miss Darcy, good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and sub up. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for reminding them. Jenny O says, everyone needs a break. I don't blame you. Yeah, I did. I needed a little break. Right now, I'm doing it 6 days a week. I start at 1 a.m. I'm not getting off of work usually until, 10, after 10 a.m., 11, close to 11 most days. It's just been crazy. And I go from doing one job during the day, which is high paced, real nuts, which is kind of mechanical. I can just kind of zone out and do it, which is fine. It's still manual labor, but I could do it. And then at the end of the day, I got to switch into a whole different gear and do hazmat responding. So I'm a hazmat responder as well. So it's like, then I got to go from mechanical, just doing stuff to like actually using my brain. It's a long day, man. It's a long day. Snake, good to see you. Thank you for being here again, man. I'm seeing some Bomb Nation in here. I appreciate you guys for coming over. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how many of you guys would actually like it here. But I could see I was reading the comments. Obviously, I respond to everybody, right? And I was reading the comments, and it seemed like you guys dig it here, and I like that. Let's see. Miss Darcy says, "Hey, Bomb Nation, welcome." Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Jet Lag, good to see you. Lori P, good to see you. Forever Army, good to see you. Oh, there's BM, my favorite stalker. Stalker's here, baby. How you doing, BM? Happy Hump Day. Oh, Miss Louise with her new mermaid. I love that mermaid. I really dig that mermaid, Louise. I'm listening. About to pick up my daughter from school. I'll be back in chat soon. Okay, sweet. Be safe. Picking up the baby. Miss Brooke Nicole, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Oh, there he is. I meant to respond back to your text, sir. I didn't forget. I've gotten busy. But thank you for sending me that text, brother. I appreciate you. It'll be good to have you back at work. Y'all like it here? I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys like it here. I like it over at your guys' place too. I know it's different dynamics, but the realness is still there. You know what I mean? You can't fake the funk, man. You just can't. Let's see. Jenny O said, that's the beautiful thing about Turtle Island. You get to discover new creators. That is true. Because usually on Turtle Island, most of the creators I already knew about, but Bomb, I didn't know about her. Mally Cat, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Miss Jamie K, good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for being here. Man, Let's see. Moto Mom, there you are. There you are. Good to see you. And Mom has entered chat. Miss Julie Delt. Good to see you, Mom. Happy Wednesday. Sounds weird to say happy hump day to your mom. I don't know. That's kind of weird, but Jenny O, she's entertaining AF. Well, dude, you ain't joking. I'm a big fan of comedy, and what I heard over there was two things. It was truth, absolute truth and fact, right? Mixed with comedy. You can't beat it, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Obviously, guys, dude, I was telling you guys last night, I don't show up to a new channel and within 15 minutes sub up and then join up. Like, I don't do that. I'm pretty. You gotta prove to me you got something. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, within 15 minutes, I had subbed up, joined up, and then been told I'm gonna get kicked off the island, but have my ass smacked and fed bacon. How am I not supposed to like that? I mean, you're crazy if you don't like that. My kind of people, indeed, most definitely. Snow Bunny, checking you out. Kept hearing your name, couldn't resist. Well, thank you for coming over and checking me out. I appreciate it. It's chill times over here. And I actually have some true crime to get into today. We're going to get into the whole Jeremy Best situation. We're going to do a little deep dive on it. That way everybody's kind of clear on what this psychopath did. I don't know, man. It's upsetting, but definitely we're doing some true crime. We are doing some true crime finally. Let's see. Who else I got in here? Man, oh man. I'm not used, yeah, guys, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not used to chat rolling this fast. Usually it's well, unless we start talking about cheesecake or other things that probably aren't true crime, chat usually rolls pretty quick on that stuff. But okay, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling like I do. Let me get stuff pulled up. All right. So this first article I got pulled up is we're getting a response from the hospital that released this psycho. And that's what we're going to get into first. And then I have another article we're going to get into as far as concerning court documents with this individual. And then the last thing we're getting into is Law and Crime has a video out on it, and I'm going to review it. It's got some good takes in it. There's an interview with, I guess what you would say, professional speaking, head up there. So I thought it was good. I want to go over with y'all. Figure between the two articles and the video, we'll be pretty caught up on what's going on with this Jeremy Best situation. And I mean, honestly, Dakota was like pretty quick on that case, man. She was dropping me information on that pretty quick. Much love to you, Dakota, for that hard work. Malikat says, I like this chat. Everyone is so chill. Yeah, that's what we dig. We dig it. Dee, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dee. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we like to just keep it chill here, for sure. We like to keep it chill because most places, like I said, man, you can't really go to most true crime communities and go in and give your opinions without getting attacked, because most true crime creators create echo chambers where their chat just basically is saying the same stuff they believe. Whereas here, I've tried to create a chill community where you can come in and have whatever opinion, give your opinion, and nobody attacks you. Just all chill. And then, like I said, when we're not talking true crime here, man, we could talk about all kinds of random stuff. Cheesecake. Don't get me into talking about fishing or fish keeping or anything fish related or water related. That'll be crazy. That always is a good side conversation. But yeah, so lots of rambling here, but it's always chill. Let's see. Malikat, did you all hear there was mass shooting at University of Nevada today? I did not hear that. Yeah, I didn't hear that. Besides waking up late, I went and ran, picked my daughter up from school and took her to lunch and stuff. So I've been kind of out of the loop on that. I'd already pulled up the stuff for today's show, so I'm kind of out of the loop on the current events that popped off today. I'll have to look into that though, Malikat. Okay, so yeah, it was today. Yeah, I'll look into it. Man, it's just, guys, society is melting. I keep telling everybody, so all the new people here, I've already pretty much made a prediction about a month ago that 2024 is going to be literally one of the most insane years for true crime. So hold on to your butt. There'll be plenty of true crime for everybody to cover. I mean, to be honest. Let's see. Dakota, sorry, I'm at work, lol, but you found way more than I did on this awful guy. Lol, I kind of took a hiatus from socials yesterday. Don't worry about it, Miss Dakota. Don't worry about it. Hey, sometimes you got to take a little break. You got to take a little break. Mally Cat. I agree. Absolutely agree. Let's see. Hindsight says, WTF, I live just down the road. I haven't heard about it. Oh my God. You haven't heard about this? Okay. Well, you haven't heard about the shooting. My bad. Huh. Let's see. There she is. April P. Good to see you. Only able to listen to getting ready for work. All right, April. I got you. But thank you for being here and listening. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop running my mouth up here. Let's go ahead and actually get into some true crime. And I'll go from rambling to reading. All right. I know you guys love my reading. Don't lie. Miss Evelyn, good to see you. I know you guys are here for the reading. I know that's what everybody's always talking about, the blue eyes and stuff. I'm like, that's not what it is. They like to hear me read. I will straight put you to sleep. I know that's what it is. Y'all are about to get ready to take a nap. That's what you show up for. All right, guys, here we go. We are heartbroken. EIRMC issues statement about releasing Jeremy Best hours before deaths of his family members. Idaho Falls. Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center has issued a statement about a Victor man who was admitted and released Thursday before allegedly killing his pregnant wife and kidnapping his 10-month-old son, who was later found dead. And then from what I'm hearing too is he's not being charged for the baby. So I don't know what that's about, man. But that could be coming. I mean, obviously that could be coming. Before I keep rolling though, just let me make sure chat's good. Y'all know how I am. I love to catch everything in chat. Hindsight says it was Vegas campus, not Reno. Okay. Dang. Yeah, that's still hella close to you, Hindsight. It's still not I mean, not, down the street, but definitely close. Let's see. Blade, Mr. Blade, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. BM, thank you so much. Thank you for that super sticker. Helping your boy pay the bills around here, keeping everything rolling, possibly a cheesecake as well. Can't help it, guys. I love it. And thank you, Lori P, for dropping the trigger warning. Definitely, this is a bad one. Miss Pat Gaines, good to see you. God, guys, thank you all for being here. Thank you. BM says, come on, our man is hungry. I'll be working out hard. I build a little bit of appetite. That is for sure. Little mama, good to see you. Smash that button on the way in as usual. Love it. Absolutely love it. Hindsight says, such a heartbreaking case. They should have never let him go. 72-hour hold at the least. I agree with you. I'm pretty pissed off about this one too. And I'm sure as we get into it, you guys know how I get. I get a little bit emotional from time to time. I say some things that people get mad about, but whatever. All right, guys, let me get into it. Let's do it. Best, 48, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the deaths of his wife, Kelly Randall, and her unborn child. Police say Best also kidnapped his baby Zeke. Zeke also died, and the cause of his death has not been released yet. I'm thinking it's going to end up being, with the baby, I think it's going to end up being exposure, to be honest with you guys. I think that's probably what it's going to be, is exposure. There's my Luna Moon. Hey, good to see you, Luna Moon. Good to see you. We did it, Luna. We did it. We hit that 1K finally. We finally did it. Thank you for being here, man. I hope you're having an awesome day. We are heartbroken by the tragedy that has rocked our community in the recent days, and we join many in our area in extending our deepest sympathy and to the families and loved ones of Callie and Zeke. EIRMC officials said in a statement Tuesday. Federal privacy laws prohibit the hospital from discussing a patient's diagnosis or treatment, but the hospital confirmed Friday that Best was seen by doctors and released after being transported by ambulance from the Swan Valley General Store. So that's where he was found naked. So I made a comment like, what was going on? Like, the dude was running amok naked. Like, why didn't they do something? They took him to the hospital, but it was like that he shouldn't have been released. Like, that's insane. To see what he was doing in that store and then know that they took him in and he didn't. Dude, that should have been a way longer hold. Absolutely. Oh, man. Our system, every part of our system's freaking broken, I feel like, guys. I mean, I don't want to be judgmental and whatnot, but tell me I'm lying. A lot of parts of our systems, from the law enforcement to the medical system to the children, all of it, man, it's all broke. It's horrible. Groovy Gal. Hi everyone. Work's calling me, so I'll be listening from the bushes. Y'all have a good day. You have an amazing day, Groovy Gal. Thank you for being here in the bushes. I appreciate it. Okay. Video shows a naked Bess slouching on the store counter next to the cash register and grabbing a cigarette before being escorted outside the building. It's unknown how long Bess was at the hospital and what type of treatment he received, but court documents say Bess allegedly shot and killed Callie. I'm assuming that was Callie Randall around 11:50 p.m. Thursday at their Victor home. He was later found east of Idaho Falls, naked and making odd statements. Law enforcement said Zeke's body was also found nearby. Like all hospitals, we follow specific standards of care when we assess and treat individuals, including those with behavioral health concerns. The EIRMC statement says Idaho law limits law enforcement, hospitals, and healthcare providers from placing individuals on a protective custody hold unless specific clinic criteria are met. When these factors are not present or apparent at the time of care process, hospitals cannot legally hold a patient against their family's wishes. How the hell can't you hold a man that showed up naked at a store like that with his dingling all hanging out and, like, I mean, ladies and kids around and stuff? Like, how you not gonna put that dude, like, how does he get out of the hospital at all? He should have got out of the hospital straight into some handcuffs. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, man? Bess was not wearing a shirt when he appeared in court via Zoom on Monday. He was fidgety, continually ran his hands through his hair, scratched his face, and cried at times. Judge Jason Walker ordered a mental competency evaluation for Bess, which was requested by defense. The prosecution did not object. Okay, and that's article for that one. But it's like, man, how, man? How they let people out like this? How people get out of a hospital like this? Like, I don't understand it. I feel like if I was to go run down to the store with my dingling hanging out and run up all in there and stuff, like, even though I look a little bit, I might look a little bit better than that guy doing it. But even if I did that here in California, they'd beat my ass. They would beat my ass. I'm not playing Kern County cops down here. They would whoop my ass. And after they get done with my ass, they take me to the hospital. They fix me up. And then they probably whip my ass again after they get me out of the hospital or take me down to county. Like, dude, I don't understand. I'm baffled here with this one, guys. I am. That wouldn't happen here. It just wouldn't happen here. Oh, my Lord. Crazy. Let me catch back up in chat, guys. You guys know how it be. I got to catch up in chat. Chihuahua Mama, good to see you. Thank you, man. You know what? Like, I'm feeling pretty honored right now that y'all from Bomb Nation actually like my channel, our community this much, that you guys coming back, man. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure how much you guys would like it here. I know it's a little bit different vibe, a little bit different, but I appreciate it. What's up, rapper? What's up? I hope you're having a good day, buddy. I really do. Kathy Blanks, good to see you, man. Good to see you as always. Let's see, Jania, there's a voluntary hold 5150. Yeah, that's out here in Cali. We got that 5150, and that's what they put my ass in if I ran around with my dingling out like that, like looking all crazy and stuff. They would. I'm telling you right now. And if Miss Donna Clark was here, she's my neighbor. She actually lives in the same city as me, and she would tell you straight up that I'll be. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Your ass is going to jail after they take you to the hospital. And not just for the mental health, but after they whoop your ass, they're gonna have to get you fixed up. Let's see. Hey, Darcy and Julie, Del Thomas is doing a heck of a job. Thank you, Miss Lindemann. I appreciate that. Always good vibes. Involuntary. I kind of figured out that's what you meant. 1 second, guys. I'll catch up in chat eventually. Just want to make sure I got everybody. You have an amazing day? Heck yeah, dude. That's good, bro. That's good. Pat Gaines. You mean that dude was racing through a store and all his other together? What? Yeah, dude, he was like running up through there with his stuff all hanging out and everything, man. Like they should have had him locked up for a hot minute. All right, cool. I'm caught back in chat. So let me go ahead and jump over to this next article though, because we're getting a little bit more information on the situation as far as like some court documents and whatnot. It's a little bit more, and because it's so tied into the medical, it's going to be hard getting everything. It's going to be a slow lead. Let's see. Cool. All right. All right, guys. Let's see. Come on, stop it with that crap. Let's see. No, don't want that. Okay, court documents reveal mental state of man charged with murdering pregnant wife and unborn child. Trigger warning, trigger warning. Okay, new court documents detail a 911 call before the shooting and show police found him naked at a general store 12 hours before his wife was found dead. Bro, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. You can't. Okay. We're going to get up to that article. We'll get up to the video. Calm down, video. We'll play you in a minute. Okay, Victor, Idaho. New court documents filed Monday provide insight into the mental state of 48-year-old Jeremy Best, who is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the death of his wife and their unborn child. A probable cause affidavit states Deputy R. Christensen with the Teton County Sheriff's Office responded to a property in Victor, Teton County just before midnight on November 30th after someone called 911 and hung up. When they listened back to the recording of the 911 call, the affidavit states authorities heard a female's voice repeatedly saying, "Jeremy, no," followed by the sound of a man's voice saying, "Get the F back. You're going to get shot. And I love you, love you, love you." Yo, that is horrible, man. That is absolutely horrible. Oh my lord. Okay, let me keep going. After arriving at the property, Christensen noticed a man standing across the street, identified in the affidavit as Timothy. I don't even know how to say that name, y'all. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna murder it. The affidavit states that this individual with the last name that starts with the A that I can't say, told the deputy that prior to his arrival, he heard Jeremy and his wife, Callie, fighting. He continued to tell Christensen he heard Callie yell, "Jeremy, stop it. You have baby," followed by 5 gunshots. My lord. Can you imagine hearing that, y'all? Could you imagine like being a neighbor and hearing that? Like, this family, the lady, the baby, oh, dude, that shit would be rough, man. I don't know how I don't know. It'd take a minute to get over that one. Because, like, as a man, I feel like, damn, I wish there would have been something I could have done to get across to help her and help the babies. And insane, man. Insane. All right. Okay. Mr. A informed the deputy he witnessed a black vehicle pulling out of the driveway of the home. He also noted an infant lived inside the home. After Christensen's unanswered attempt to knock on the door of the home, the affidavit states he began walking back down the driveway, which is where he found a half-nude deceased woman lying on the ground outside near one of the 2 shops nestled on the property, according to the court document. One of the shops in Jeremy's business, Jeremy's Auto Repair, the woman later confirmed to be Callie, was surrounded by a large pool of blood and had gunshot wounds on the right side of her body. The affidavit states that Christensen attempted CPR on Callie, however, she was already dead. With assistance from Callie's OBGYN provider, Teton County, Teresa Lurch confirmed Callie was 28 weeks pregnant. My lord, man. That's absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. The affidavit states additional officers arrived at the scene to assist Christensen because of the extreme circumstances and nature of the crime. The group entered and cleared all 3 structures on the property. While investigating, officers found a broken cell phone, a leather pistol holster, and a black revolver. There was also a large gun safe in the master bedroom, according to court documents. Man, dude, why do they never just take themselves out? Why they gotta take everybody else out? And then they're still here. Like, dude could at least, man, I don't know. I don't know. Horrible. Authorities also accused Jeremy of kidnapping his 10-month-old son, Zeke, after the shooting. An Amber Alert was issued early Friday morning for the infant. Zeke's body was found near where Jeremy's car rolled off an embankment west of Idaho Falls on Saturday. The Bonneville County Sheriff's Office said Jeremy has not been charged in connection with Zeke's death. So I'm wondering if, well, I mean, dude, even let me finish this. No details have been released about Zeke's suspected cause of death. I'm thinking is either when that car went over that embankment or maybe weather exposure, but it's he did it. It's his fault still, right? I mean, even if he didn't maliciously like attack the baby physically, you took that baby while you're going on a psychotic rampage and the baby's dead now. That's your fault, dude. That is like, how is that not charging him in some way for that? Let's see what you guys are saying in chat. Let's see. Criminal Med says mainstreaming mental health issues and letting offenders off easy. We need faster, swifter resolutions and sense with whom stays in prison, in my opinion. I strongly agree with that opinion. Criminal Med, obviously, you know that. I strongly agree with that one. Okay. Earlier that day, at approximately 11:55 a.m. on November 30th, Bonneville County deputies were dispatched to Swan Valley General Store for a disturbance call regarding a naked man walking through the store, according to a Bonneville County Sheriff's Office news release. The deputies identified the man as Jeremy. Jeremy was evaluated by EMS at the general store and transported to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center, where hospital staff evaluated him for mental health concerns, according to news release. It is not clear exactly when and why the hospital released Jeremy. A spokesperson for the hospital said in a statement to KTVB, Idaho law limits law enforcement, hospitals, and healthcare providers from placing individuals on protective custody holds unless specific clinical criteria is met. When these factors are not present or apparent at the time of the care process, hospitals cannot legally hold a patient against their or their family's wishes, which we already read that. I understand that, but that's cat, man. Dude, that dude is dangerous. How a full grown ass naked man running through shopping center, like how is that not red flags for this dude could possibly do some insane stuff and take some lives? I don't get it. Okay. No, I don't want to watch that breaking news, dude. No, prosecution discussion. No, I'm calling that one. Okay. On Saturday morning, Bonneville County Dispatch received a call stating the man was found sleeping in a bag on the side of the road. The caller said the man was naked and making odd statements. According to the news release, upon arrival, deputies with Bonneville County Sheriff's Office identified the man as Jeremy. The vehicle Jeremy was driving was found nearby down on an embankment. Officers also found Zeke Best, who was dead. Yo, man. Ugh. Jeremy appeared before Judge Jason Walker via webcam from Bonneville County Jail on Monday, where he could be seen shirtless in the live video being streamed from the jail. Jeremy Best was charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree, one for shooting his pregnant wife, Callie Randall Best, and the second for the unborn child she was pregnant with. Jeremy was also charged with 1 count of use of firearm during a crime. The court ordered that Jeremy undergo a mental competency evaluation. It states he must be examined by a psychiatrist or licensed psychologist designated by the Department of Health and Welfare as soon as possible. There is no word if Jeremy will face additional charges in the kidnapping and subsequent death of his 10-month-old son, Zeke. How not? How not? The judge scheduled a preliminary hearing for December 18th at 9:30 a.m. Yo, I can already tell you right now, this case is gonna piss me off. I can already tell you guys right now, it's gonna go in a direction that's gonna make me upset. I already know it. I already freaking know it, man. I already know it. I don't even know what I'm covering. I'm gonna be mad. But you know, we gotta do what I gotta do, right? What are you guys saying in chat? Criminal Med, like, excuse me, can I just grab some milk, right? Just straight butt naked. Oh my lord. Luis, he's still an unalived mom and unborn kid, so I believe he did that to his son as well. He needs to be charged for 3. I agree. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. And so does Snake. Snake agreed too. Yeah, I can tell, guys. This is just like the Chad Dorman case. I got some real strong feelings about that one too. I don't, man. Look, bro. Look, if I can't leave you out in society without you being heavily medicated, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need you around, bro. After doing something like this, like, you're a threat. You're a danger to society. Fast track, get them out. Get them out. Let's see. Kathy Blank's crazy. Wow, horrendous act. Indeed. Dakota said, like we've said, not everyone deserves due process. Preach, Miss Dakota. You know, I agree with it. Even if that statement gets me in an argument, I'll still agree with it. Little eye for an eye situation we need here. Criminal Med says, why are we going to pay for trials, appeals? Dang. I don't know. We wouldn't have paid for 200 years ago. We wouldn't have paid for no damn extra trials or any appeals or anything like that. We would have dealt with that properly. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean. Let's see. Pat Gaines. What if he's not crazy and was doing the naked thing to get out of harder time? Man, even if he is crazy, it's like, okay, so he's crazy. Awesome. He's still unalive his old lady and that unborn baby and is the cause of his 10-month-old's death. So I'm sorry. I don't even care if you crazy, bro. You gotta go. You got to go. Some things we can't fix. That's just how I feel though. That's just how I feel. So, but yeah, guys, those are the 2 articles that I found the most information in on what we got going so far with it. But then, like I said, I also have a video from Law and Crime I want to review. We're going to fair use review it and react to it. But I feel like there's some good information and some good insight in the video. So I figured, hey, we'll throw it into the show, make the deep dive a little bit deeper. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Pat agrees. And Criminal Med. It is hard to prove it legally. He knew he unalived, in my opinion. Right? I mean, because look, we heard the 911 calls. She's saying what she says in those 911 calls, and then he says what he says, and she ends up dead. To me, that's like case closed. Case motherfucking closed. Because even if he is crazy, he knew what he was doing by those phone calls. So if I'm prosecuting this piece of garbage, dude, I'm going for that death penalty, guys. I'm 100% going for that death penalty, dude. Those 911 calls, if that information's on those 911 calls, like it's being reported, dude, done. He can't claim insanity on that. He can't, because he's literally heard in those calls saying, to get back, are you going to get shot? And then she ends up getting shot. So, in my opinion, this dude needs to be fast tracked to either a nice, I don't know, 308 round to the dome piece, or one of those nice hot shots, mixed up properly with some good chemicals, and get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. It's a waste of fucking oxygen. Apologize, guys. You guys know how I get with these ones, man. When babies is involved and stuff, I don't know, man. It just, my dad comes out of me, and I'm just like, animals can't exist. You must go. Dakota said, watching the hearing, he looked like he was 100% pretending to be agitated and ticking. I'm inclined to agree with you, Miss Dakota. I'm inclined to agree with you. Let's see. Dakota Parker, good to see you. Plies, where one of your new YouTube flame? Where's one of your she a busy lady. You know what I mean? She can't be showing up to all my live streams. It's cool. I understand. We got an open relationship, I guess is what it is. So it's cool. She's so fun, man. She is seriously fun. She is fun to joke with, man, for real. Let's see. Luis. I agree that should have got him when he walked in around the store with this thing hanging out. 100%, man. I'm telling you, I couldn't have got away with that here in Bakersfield, California. Thought I did that. I don't even care, dude. It would have been bad for me. It would have been real bad for my health. Criminal Med is all about those missile testing. She likes the missile testing ideas. I like it too. Strap them bullets to a rocket, let it fly. Pat, courts are letting too many of with claims of being crazy. Yeah, no, I agree. They're letting way too many off with claims of crazy. Definitely agree with that. Yeah, it is what it is, Kathy. It's a new world, new times. I'm new to this internet. I'm not new to the internet stuff. I'm not really even new to YouTube. I'm just new to this part of YouTube, right? I didn't know that's how relationships worked out here. That women just be claiming you as a YouTube boyfriend, and I didn't know that's how it worked. Well, I'll roll with it. Good times, good jokes. It's all fun. I'm still cracked up, dude, that she told me that when I went over to her live stream. She looked for a bit and was like, "Hey, don't be being nice and stuff. I still gotta kick you off the island, boy." She was like, "I've been trying to get rid of you. Hard to get rid of." Dead. Too funny, man. Too funny. But all right, guys, let me go ahead and get this long crime video pulled up for us. It's 13 minutes, a little over 13 minutes. And like I said, I believe there's a lot of good insight. We're going to hear a lot of the same information over, but I believe there's a lot of good insight. So as you guys, as we do, drop some stuff in the chat if you got statements or anything on it or anything to say about it. I definitely want to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Let's see, Miss Julie Dog. I thought of him every time the Bengals made a touchdown, Dakota. Oh, that's for Dakota. My bad. My bad. Yeah, no, I kind of figured she was too, Snake. I kind of figured she was. I saw Bomb Nation kind of roll out. I was like, okay, she probably live. It's cool though. It's cool. Internet Boo got to do her thing. You know what I mean? So. Too funny, man. And I can't go over to that live at all because I'll get stuck. I won't get nothing done, or I won't go to sleep tonight. It'll be bad. It's too funny. But all right, guys, let's get into this video. You guys, give me some ones in the chat. Let me know that you guys can hear it. All right.
This guy was obviously frankly a homicidal maniac and was intent on killing people.
A statewide manhunt comes to a devastating close when an Idaho man is arrested and charged for the murder of his wife and unborn child. All this after he allegedly kidnapped his 10-month-old baby and was found wandering around naked before the boy's body was recovered. Already, it's a case with many twists and shocking details, so we're turning to former FBI agent Colin Schmidt to make sense of the details as we know them.
Criminal Med says, the eye drop case blew up today. Tomorrow is sentencing. Lawyers want out now. I think that's what we're going to cover tomorrow, Criminal Med. I'm going to see what information I can compile for us to cover that tomorrow. And I think that's what we're going to do. I know that information that you'd already sent me is pretty juicy. We'll get into that tomorrow for sure.
Just simply an extremely tragic situation.
Thank you, Miss Julie Dell.
It's another testament of our
thank you, Louise.
Frayed mental health system, and somebody kind of slipped through the cracks and harmed innocent others.
The story begins on November 29th when 48-year-old Jeremy Best was found naked walking through the aisles of a Swan Valley, Idaho general store. The Bonneville County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene where Best was reportedly taken to the Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center for a mental health evaluation. But the next day, on November 30th, authorities say he murdered his wife, 38-year-old Callie Randall Best, who was 28 weeks pregnant with their second child.
Jane L. Hi, new sub from Bombs. Thank you, Jane L. I appreciate you for coming over and subbing up. I appreciate it. Yeah, Bomb Nation is, man, y'all supporting your boy pretty big time. I appreciate it. Man, seriously. Much love. Much love.
Idaho authorities arrived at a Victor, Idaho home to find Callie dead after a dispatcher heard a disturbance during a 911 call. According to a criminal complaint, Best killed, quote, Mrs. Callie Randall Best, a human being, by shooting her in the back and or breast and or right side and causing her death. Investigators also found the couple's son, 10-month-old Zeke, was missing. That's when they put out an Amber Alert for the baby and a warning that Jeremy Best was armed and dangerous. Days later, on December 2nd, Best was found about an hour west in Idaho Falls. Someone had called 911, reporting a man in a sleeping bag on the side of the road. When officials got there, Best was naked and delirious. Also on the scene, investigators found the body of 10-month-old Zeke in the woods. So far, Best has not been charged in this death, and details about it have not yet been released. I'm questioning, what about a murder charge for the 10-month-old son that was found dead? Could there be a charge for that eventually?
Certainly. I mean, it depends on what where the facts lead. They generally will charge the most obvious crime first.
It's crazy because you would think at this point already, though, you'd think at this point, like, he's already been charged for other things. It should be pretty obvious, right? At this point, like, what they could charge him with for that. Like, the fact that they haven't, it's weird to me. It's just really strange. I can't wrap my mind around that. Usually my brain can, like, rationalize a lot of things, but the fact that he hasn't been charged for that baby, I don't understand. It's blowing my mind.
Just to get a hold on him and get him locked up and, make sure he stays behind bars so he doesn't harm anybody else. And then they're going to do a follow-on investigation and see if they can gather evidence to see if he killed this other child.
You said a follow-up investigation. What would that look like?
Ms. Dumpa, good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you, ma'am. Criminal med. There's something holding it back. Maybe not unalived. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe, okay, so if he didn't that's what I'm saying, if he didn't physically do something to cause that baby to die per se, it's still, he took the baby into the elements, into a car, probably wasn't in no damn car seat. Car went down an embankment. So it's like, either way you cut it, he caused the death, right? I don't get it. Let's see. It might be more of a neglect or left out in cold. Yeah, so basically or toxicology. That's interesting too. Okay. I didn't think about the toxicology part. I didn't really think about it because the baby being so young. I was just thinking more probably the elements, but he still caused that, right? So it's like, it's his damn fault. But I digress. I'll keep rolling here.
Well, if they're going to do the initial investigations, basically, it sounds like they went in and they got complaints, and it's basically obvious what happened. He was arrested. They followed up with a search warrant, gathered the obvious evidence of the crime. First of all, made sure they're who the victims were, where they were at, locked the crime scene down, and then went ahead and gathered everything else up. And then the next stage of that is basically to sift through all the evidence they have to see if there's any other victims, anything.
I got a question, guys, in chat. Give me some ones in chat. If you guys are cool with coming back to this, I kind of want to jump over to this situation, because it's live right now. Give me some ones to chat if you guys are cool with jumping over to that shooting situation, that mass shooting that's going on, because it's live right now. The Nevada shooting thing. Give me some ones if you guys want me to jump over, and let's just see what's going on with that. All right. Enough said, y'all. Enough said. We'll do that. Let me pull this up. We got Fox 11. Here we go, guys. So I'll see what else I can find as we're watching this feed. I'm going to pull up another feed and see if we can get some more updates rolling in on what's popping. Okay. No, don't play that, buddy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to look for more updates. Okay, here's another one. Let's jump over to this.
Way of violence, but the fact that now your ability to access the exposure to the radicalizing content is so much easier, and it just falls on your lap sometimes. We have done studies that show that people can go online for seeking very benign things and then end up being offered a YouTube channel or a tweet that you click that leads you to a website that has very disturbing content, and then you fall down a rabbit hole, believing a conspiracy theory or believing that some grievance or ideology might be true.
Crazy,
that
man.
Then leads you to believe that hostile action is necessary, which is the concern that we have. It's not that we want to police thought and content, but there is certain content out there that does have a propensity to lead certain people down that pathway to violence. It is so prevalent right now, and very concerning that Most of us
Yeah, this is
spend
all I can
inordinate
find right
amount
now,
of
guys.
time
This is all I
online
can
and
find.
are frequently
If you guys find
exposed
anything
to
else
extremist
that
ideologies.
is giving more
Elizabeth
information,
Newman,
let me know.
thank you for that. Let's go back to our ABC News contributor, former FBI agent Brad Garrett, who is with us often in these incidents. And Brad, let me first go to what Sheriff McMahill said. No further threat to the community. That is
All
a
right. Well,
confirmation
that's good.
from the
No further
sheriff,
threat.
from the police department, that they believe this incident is over. And that's got to come, obviously, as good news to
Man,
the
I
people
need
of Las
information on
Vegas.
this.
And so what comes next now?
So pulling together what information they can on the shooter, which we've now had, perhaps they've had maybe 2 hours. Have they done a search? Have they talked to people he lives with, if that's relevant? What is his online profile?
Sunshine shooting in Henderson as
we
well?
just don't know anything about him at this point. If he's younger, he probably has a fairly robust online profile. If he's older, he may or may not. Weapons, where did they come from? Did he get them legally? Typically, these types of shooters get their weapons legally. They buy them. If they're younger, sometimes they take them from home. But by and large, if they're like of age, they can buy weapons. They buy them legally.
And that's what we've seen quite a bit. And Brad, if I could just ask you, kind of following up on what Elizabeth was talking about.
I was blow drying my hair and didn't get a chance to say hi, everyone. Well, good to see you, Lanessa Boo. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it again. Thank you for
the broken
new ear
inside, can take them down a path to violence. How concerned do you think people should be about the impact of these algorithms that do want to engage us in the most negative ways possible?
God, they do too. They ain't lying on that.
That'll get us fighting. It'll get our fight and flight instincts going, and so that'll keep us on their screen.
Man. Good to see you.
How much of a concern do you think that should be in relation to the kinds of violence that today's incident in Las Vegas and so many others represent?
It's an unbelievable concern.
Let me keep that.
Let's face it, Terry. If you
Louise, so Baby Zeke and this one are both no, Baby Zeke's in Idaho, and then this just popped off, so I wanted to cover it. It's like popped off while we were live or before we were live
to keep you talking about the same subject. I mean, we do it in other
Forever
things
Army.
other
Good to see you. Good to see you.
radicalizing
Happy
people or
Hump Day.
driving into violence. We do it with politics, right? You go and you feed and you create a reality of what you're hearing that maybe supports your anger or rage, and it just keeps building.
Yeah, for anybody that it's just rolling in here, we were covering Jeremy Best and the Baby Z case, but then when this popped off, so we're jumping over to see what's going on.
We'll have to see, for example, if this shooter is connected to the school in some form or fashion, present or past tense, or somebody at the school. But the point being, all of these things, where people go to get their information, to get their sort of relationship, because so many people, that is their relationship, is online, that they're gathering information, they're talking to people that are feeding them bad things, violent things, and it's really how they have relationships, that they actually feel better in those situations than talking to one of us one-on-one.
And that is a huge challenge, as you point out. Brad Garrett, thanks very much for being with us on that. As always, we want to take you back now to our affiliate station in Nevada, KTNV, for more breaking news coverage of what happened in Las Vegas today.
So I talked to her. She's good. They're barricaded in where she's at.
Okay, and having your daughter here in an active shooter situation, what's kind of going through your mind right
now?
No problem, Luis. No problem.
I'm just glad she's okay.
And you said you were going to wait out here.
He's shook, man.
I'm not going anywhere.
He's shook. Look at him, poor dad.
Just a heartbreaking
God,
situation.
dang.
You could see the shock and
I'd lose my mind. My baby girls were in that situation.
On every
Oh
single
my
person
God,
that we've
I'd lose
talked
my
to
mind.
is with their face.
I have to be run up and they're like Rambo
dealing
and
with
shit.
this active situation as it continues unfolding. And I know Joe Moeller is out live as well, and we're going to see what's happening outside of campus. Joe.
All right, Kelsey. Yeah, we were outside the UNLV campus on the east side at Maryland Parkway and University. This
Yeah,
area
it was at a
traffic
school.
as this investigation continues here on campus. Still a pretty active situation. We're seeing students leave the campus, but if you take a look down Maryland Parkway, still dozens and dozens of law enforcement vehicles. We just heard from the sheriff just a moment ago saying that the suspect is
Smart,
down. He came
Kathy.
out here, walked
Smart.
out here, quickly gave us that update.
Thank you,
and
Julie
said
Doe,
that
for
the number
clarifying
of
that.
victims have been
Appreciate you.
transported to local hospitals, but the investigation is continuing. Police still going to the campus, checking different rooms, different buildings here on campus, and we're hearing an intercom.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys about to hear some anti-Second Amendment speech real quick now, right? We'll give about a half hour. It's about to get real political on this one. Bet.
Maybe 30 minutes ago, and the last update he got was almost 2 hours ago.
We ain't going to talk about mental health in this country. We're going to talk about the Second Amendment, right? That's what we're going to do here.
Taking students
Freaking
out,
ridiculousness.
Sheriff McMahill saying there is no threat to the community here at this time, which tells us that the only suspect that they know of, the suspect involved in this situation, is down, and basically what they're trying to do is make sure that there is nothing else going on here on campus. But you're taking a look down Maryland Parkway. Very busy road, obviously. This is a Wednesday afternoon. The traffic in the...
And then Sunshine, I'm trying to find anything on the Henderson stuff that you're hearing on your scanner, but I can't find anything. I haven't been able to find anything on it. So if you find anything that you can link or send me, I'll pull it up.
This campus, as we have since about 12:15, since we got out here 12:30 earlier today. Now, this investigation is not over. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, some questions that the students
Grandmammy Annie, good to see you, man. So scary for my
who was
grandkids.
this person, what happened on campus, and what's happening next. But we are going to get another update from Metro later on this evening at 5 o'clock. But of course, we'll be out here bringing you the very latest. And now we're going to send it over to Joe Biden.
In Escondido near UNLV right now. There's still an active scene out here right now. There's still a lot of people out here waiting to get reunited with friends, waiting for their classmates. Let me just give you a live look at what it's looking like over here right now. As you can see, there's multiple different first responders, police, units out here during this what police are calling an active shooter situation. We now know that police say that there's no longer a threat, but this has still shaken up a lot of people out here right now. I did speak with one of a visitor who was here for an event, who tells me that he was out here for an event, and he was startled by what happened. He says that he was locked inside a room in the building that was right next to where that shooting happened. He says he's heard multiple shots, he's heard screams, and he says that he had some friends inside of the building where that shooting broke out, and he says that he's hoping all of his friends have been
Thank you, Sunshine. Yeah, definitely let me know.
Okay, and nobody got injured. He says that he's been trying to get a hold of them, but no answer so far. But here's another live look at the scene. So you can see there's multiple ambulances, fire trucks.
Julie Duck says shooter DOA, multiple peeps in hospital.
Just waiting and looking at the situation unfolding. Again, there's other people here who I've also spoken with who tell me that they just can't believe it. They can't believe what happened out here right now. Now, as you can see, here's another live look at the situation, and of course we will continue to monitor the situation right here, because everything is continuing to be a developed situation, and of course we are working to gather more details about what happened out here. But for now, send it back to you guys.
Thank you very much. We have on the phone once again former FBI Special Agent in Charge, Aaron Rouse of the FBI Las Vegas. Before we get to Aaron, I just want to read you an ex-post from Attorney General Aaron Ford. This came in a little bit earlier today when there were just reports of the active shooter before all of the confirmation that we've been bringing you all afternoon. Attorney General Ford says, "I just said a prayer for our entire community. Join me in holding the entire campus, our community, and our state in your thoughts and prayers." Of course, a lot of concern of that nature. And former FBI Special Agent in Charge.
Julie Duck, is there any deaths in the shooting? Aaron, is it injuries or any?
What are we to
is there
make
any
of
deaths?
the very definitive
Is that
statement
coming
from
out
our
yet?
sheriff that there is no further threat, despite the fact that there's clearly a lot of investigation still to do?
Like, do we got any information,
sure we've
like
got-
a name?
Aaron, can you hear us, Aaron? Okay.
Yes, one
We'll
death.
get back to
Is
Aaron
that
as soon
just
as
the
we
shooter himself, or
as soon as we've
an
got
actual
back on the
casualty?
phone. We are going to once again share with you the ex post from UMC Hospital confirming that UMC has not received any patients from the UNLV shooting. Their trauma center stands by ready to deliver any care that the community deserves during they call one of our greatest times of need. Also confirming that UMC Hospital is fully open to all patients and visitors and is prepared to care for the victims of this tragic shooting. Anybody in the area who sees Metro officers staged outside of all UMC entrances, they're there to ensure the safest possible environment for patients, visitors, and staff. They are not there because there's any kind of a threat to the hospital. I'm being told now that we do have former special agent in charge of FBI Las Vegas, Aaron Rouse, back on the phone. And Aaron, I had been asking before, what do you make of the sheriff's definitive statement that there is no further threat, despite?
Miss Darcy said, "Be right back. Got a good checkup on my granddaughter. She's in urgent care for possible appendicitis." Oh my Lord, we be praying for Miss Darcy. Oh, that's not good. I don't want
event, and they feel confident in that information. It was a very definitive and declarative statement that should provide a measure of comfort to those people concerned about family members who may be in some of the lockdown facilities. But again, we also want to make sure that everyone is being cautious on how they approach situations, that they are still allowing the law enforcement community the room to conduct their investigation and make sure that they are cooperating as fully as they possibly can to the law enforcement directions and the request for help. If you have information that is helpful for law enforcement to know, make sure that you're providing that as fully and as accurately as you possibly can.
And I want to read a tweet just sent out from Las Vegas Metro Police. It says, from Sheriff Kevin McMahill, no more threat to the community. The suspect is deceased. Right now, we know there are 3 victims, but unknown extent of the injuries. And that number could change.
Here we go.
And they'll update you when we know more. And we know that they plan on having.
So shooter's deceased, right? Neutralized, as I like to say. And we have 3 victims, but we don't know
Unsure about how many victims there are. We've learned there are at least 3 victims
so far.
Extent
you guys know how this
injuries.
is. When the information first comes out, it's everywhere, right? So we don't really ever
what we can, of course,
truly
tell you
know.
is that they have not been sent to UMC.
Until
but
we get that press conference, we don't usually know.
Jung standing by at
So it's hit or
sunrise,
miss,
so
right?
that if any victims arrive there, she'll be able to share with us what she is seeing and whether anybody is giving updates on the conditions of those victims. But that number 3, Kelsey, that is obviously the first number that we have heard in terms of those who were victimized in this active shooter situation. The conditions of those victims, once again, for our viewers, is unknown. But that number 3, the first time we're hearing how many people may have been affected by this shooter. We've heard a variety of different reports from our crews on the ground throughout the day about how many shots were fired. We had one student say she heard 4 shots. We had another student say he heard about 15 shots.
See right there, that's how information gets like
potentially 2 locations where shots were being fired in Beam Hall.
Literally every time we have something like this pop off, until we get that presser, guys, it's like the information is going to be all over the place with it.
I'm Kana Whitworth, and we come on the air right now with some breaking news. A deadly shooting in Las Vegas, and just moments ago, authorities saying there is no longer a threat to the community, adding the suspect is dead. Law enforcement say that they responded to reports of an active shooter at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, just before noon. Now, police are saying there are multiple victims, and just recently here, Las Vegas Police Department saying there are 3 victims, but unknown extent of the injuries, adding that number could change, and they vow to keep us updated. Las Vegas authorities initially telling students, as scary as it sounds, to run, hide, and fight, and then to shelter in place. Many of these students reported hearing
Preach,
gunfire
Miss Darcy.
multiple
I
rounds.
agree, Miss Darcy.
And then students were seen evacuating the buildings. They were led out by law enforcement at times. Many of them also had their hands up as a safety precaution. Also noting that the major highway in the area, I-15, now closed. There's also a ground.
So it's probably one of those situations where we do have people that are probably hit by bullets, but then we probably also are going to have numbers added to it from people just being injured on trying to get out of the area, more than likely.
Some frantic parents even showing up on the campus looking for their children, according to one student. And here's more of what one student on the campus had to say about the shooting.
We were evacuated out by police holding guns. We all walked out with our arms up. When we were walking out, we saw one of the windows had been shot through. So we got out. UNLV did a really good job giving us updates, telling us where the shooter was, getting us out quick. We know that there was at least one shooter in the business building on the second floor.
That's something that we heard over and over again from students, was so far that UNLV did a good job. And unfortunately, as we all know, this is a region of this country that has dealt with mass
No, that's a big deal, guys. That's a big deal. I feel like the school's not going to get enough credit for it, but these schools learning how to react fast and save lives with these situations happen, it's a big deal. A lot of universities and schools have been implementing these new policies and procedures to deal with this type of stuff. So it is a really big deal. So that's pretty cool to hear that they were able to get the kids out and get them as safe as possible. You know what I mean?
keep us updated and warning us, Alex, that that number could change. So what more do we know about this shooting in these initial phases and how police responded?
Yeah, Kana, unfortunately, that number is going to change. But right now, the official number being 3 victims. We don't know dead or alive.
Yo, that's so funny. That is so funny, Julie. Dog. BM, you hanging out with that gigolo. I heard Dolly drag him. JLR's the new gigolo of the YouTube streets. That is so funny.
Began to come in of shots fired on the UNLV campus. Pretty quickly, there were multiple reports coming in of a shooter making his way through the campus, 2 different locations in the business building and then in the student union. Police went racing in. We know there was a gun battle at some point. He was killed in that gun battle. And now the search is on to make sure that there are no other shooters. I don't believe that there are, but things have definitely calmed down on campus in the last little while. Still a lot going on. You mentioned I-15 is shut down. There is the ground stop at the airport, but they do believe the threat is now over. Past tense is how the sheriff was talking, that they believe that threat is now over.
And so, Alex, they think that there was only one shooter, and we know that that is protocol, standard protocol, that they would look for potentially a second shooter. But we also know that they are looking for more victims as well. And Alex, we heard students talking on campus about, sort of what floor they were on in the building and where they could hear things. So how big, how wide is this investigation as they start looking into this? And Alex, is there any word yet on how this shooter ended up dead?
We don't know, and police say they don't know yet. There was a gun battle that apparently went on, that they engaged the shooter, and then the shooter was dead. So you can assume the shooter was shot by police.
I got so many questions, guys.
Cases,
I got so many questions
the shooter
on this
ends
one.
up taking his or her life in that moment when they're pinned down by officers who are heavily armed and running in. It is a very large campus. It's right by the airport. As we talk about the airport, also very.
Because it's like when it hits the college, right? When it's on the college situation, it makes you feel like, all right, is this just one of these people that snapped and did it? You know what I mean? Just in general, like lost a schizophrenic, I don't know, had some type of like psychosis, some break, or is it like more targeted, more specific, like an incel situation, like Elliot Rodgers or something? You know what I mean? Like. Or is it some extremist type situation where it's like religion or political or something like that? So that's what I'm wondering at this point, is like the motivation. What is it going to fall in? I mean, it's all evil regardless, right? But it makes me wonder. That's where my brain's at.
Very close to the Vegas Strip as all of this is going on. And we know that he was apparently moving through the campus, which is quite large, so there was movement going on, but police went running in, and as they are trained to do, and in something that really was training that came around after Columbine, was that when you go in and you hear gunfire, there is no waiting, that you do not wait any longer. In Columbine, that lesson was learned by waiting outside, waiting for a SWAT team to show up, that children died inside Columbine High School as the two shooters, Klebold and Harris, in that case, were doing their rampage. Ever since that 1999 shooting, the lesson has been that you do not wait, that you race in. There have been some mistakes made from time to time in active shooters where that does not.
Yeah. I covered one of the trials where there was a mistake made by one of the security guards on campus that didn't do a damn thing during one of these shootings.
Goal is to end that threat, and it appears that's what they did today.
Right, and here we are all these years later. As I was in high school in the Cherry Creek School District when that happened, Alex, and here we are dealing with more violence on yet another school campus. Joining me on the phone right now is the editor-in-chief of the Scarlet and Gray, that is the student newspaper. Alistair Diaz is with us on the phone. Alistair, thank you so much for being here with us. Alistair, it's my understanding that you were actually in that student union building when this happened and heard just a stream of gunshots. Walk us through it.
Yeah, so the Scarlet and Gray office is located on the 3rd floor of the student union. It's all the way in the back. I was in the office with another staff member. I was at my desk. I was just working, and I hear just a stream of sirens come racing down Maryland, which is usually not unusual. But there is a balcony that overlooks the front of the student union, and I hop out there and I just hear like 5 to 6 consecutive rounds go off, just loud bangs. And so I run back and I grab the staff member who's in the office to clear everything out and get her out of there. And as we're coming down the hallway and coming down the stairwell, you can just hear more bangs. It was actually loud enough that it was kind of shaking the walls. But we got out safely through the side. As we're coming down to the student union parking lot in front of the SU, you could just hear 3 more gunshots go off, just loud bangs. It was close enough that it incited us to run across the parking lot and across the street on Maryland. And I think this is...
Oh, that's no good, Louise. That is no good. Hopefully she ain't getting sick. That is not good.
Entering the campus. But yeah, the shooting was loud enough that you could verbally hear it throughout the walls of the SU. And even outside, you could hear the exchange of gunfire as well.
Alistair, this sounds terrifying. It sounds like those gunshots were sort of reverberating on the walls of the building that you were trying to escape. And just so I'm clear, you were running out with one other person. Did you see other people trying to flee? And did you know right away that what you were hearing was gunshots?
So interestingly, UNLV is located in East Las Vegas. So there is, sometimes we do have gang violence that does occur. When I stepped outside originally, that was my kind of intuition. I thought it was just like a local, maybe just exchange. There's a gun battle nearby. I didn't know basically off the top that it was gunfire until the second kind of pop happened. And then I kind of just put 2 and 2 together and I kind of figured that out. Pretty much everyone on the floor of the Scarlet and Gray had evacuated up until this point. I think there was one person who had just finished locking up their office and they had evacuated just a few seconds ahead of us. I did see a lot of students leaving Pida Plaza, which is this large brick area. It's like a sitting area in front of the student union, and from FDH, which is this administrative building right next door to the student union. And they were all just running out. It was a little bit chaotic. People were confused. I know some students were trying to run back onto campus, but they were told to stay off because no one really knew what was going on.
Why would you run back
I think
on
for
campus?
the most part, everyone just kind of got the gist that it was gunfire. And also because a lot of students were texting like, hey, gunfire is going on, everyone get out. There was a bit of confusion at the moment, but eventually things started to clear up.
And Alistair, as you're talking, we actually just rolled a piece of video where someone is being rolled out on a stretcher. And so in the aftermath of this, as you escape, as you're standing across the street, what else did you see? Did you see police move in? Did you ever see a shooter?
So I didn't see a shooter, and I don't think any of us who had evacuated across the street did. But what I did see was the team of police officers with guns drawn entering the student union where I'm assuming they took down the shooter. Beforehand, there was a long line of students getting evacuated, and they had their hands up, and they were getting escorted across the street to where we were standing at across the street.
I'm interested to see the videos because you guys know there's got to be security video footage of this. I want to see the security video footage like we had in the Tennessee shooting. the Nashville shooting, there's got to be some video cam footage of all this, right? Both obviously the officers' cams, but I'm talking like it's in a college, right? A university. So there's got to be a ton of cameras. So the whole thing had to have been video recorded. I want to see that. That's what I want to see.
Street on Maryland. And yeah, that's all we saw. We saw the police presence. We saw all the police officers out here, the SWAT teams just entering the SU from various sides and various angles. But we never saw a shooter. So that was the thing.
And essentially, I want to see if Las Vegas moved like Nashville did, because them boys in Nashville, they were on top of it, man. They did not hesitate to go in and neutralize the threat. So I'm interested to see how Las Vegas did.
Alistair, it's our understanding that there was a shooting essentially that took place in two different locations on the campus, potentially the business building and the student union. So first of all, is that also your understanding? And second of all, by what you saw and what you heard, is it your estimation here that the shooter was taken down potentially by police inside the student union?
So that is my understanding, because from what I know, they were in the business building and then eventually the student union. And it's my understanding, at least, it is very difficult because the police haven't confirmed with us a whole lot of things, and it's difficult to kind of make an assumption from, across the street. But it is to my understanding that they were taken down in there because there was an exchange of gunfire. And yeah, it took place in those two buildings, but it is to my understanding that it happened in the SU.
And Alistair, we've heard a lot of students saying, the university handled this really well, alerted us right away. Is that a sentiment that you share?
That is, yeah. The response was very, very quick. Pretty much by the time I'd come outside the student union, there was already so many cops piled up in front of the entrance of UNLV. And so the response was like very quick. This was just within minutes of me knowing about what was going on. I got to commend the university for getting the resources and the boots on the ground here so quickly, not only from UPD, but also Metro and a few of the other police jurisdictions on here. So yeah, I do share that sentiment with a lot of my peers.
Alistair Diaz, the editor-in-chief of the Scarlet and Gray, which is the student newspaper there at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Alistair, amid all this chaos and confusion and horror, you speaking with us in this manner has been really enlightening, and you're so calm, and I'm so grateful for the time that you have spent with us. And I'm hoping, Alistair, to stay in touch with us throughout the day. And if there's any news that you're able to share with us, will you do that?
Of course, anytime.
Alistair, thank you. Thank you very much. Be safe and be well.
I agree with you, Miss Darcy. The world is absolutely going crazy. Absolutely going crazy. The western part of the world is, in my opinion, what's happening here in the West is literally the start of it all. It's like the catalyst of it all, right? Out here in the West, we've literally destroyed the nuclear family. We've made things like acceptable in our society that absolutely shouldn't be. And we are watching what is happening because of it. Every day when we see this crazy stuff popping off and the insanity of all the cases that we cover here, it's a direct correlation with our society. Why is our society as screwed up as it is? Well, look at all the policies and all the stuff we've accepted over the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? It's successful now, man. It's going to get worse. That's why I predicted what I predicted for 2024, that it's going to be insane for true crime. It's not a good thing. It's going to be insane because our societies are collapsing. Morality, character, all that stuff that holds a good society together, we lack it. We're in a huge deficit. So, man, it's just going to get worse. And that statement, the world is going crazy, that might be an understatement, actually, Miss Darcy, but I agree with you. I completely agree with you. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back over to Jeremy Best, and we're gonna go ahead and finish out that log crime video because as of right now, the shooter's been neutralized. Nothing else is going to happen. All we're going to hear about is how many injuries. Hopefully there was no fatalities. Hopefully he's the only person that was neutralized, right, is the shooter. So there ain't going to be much we're going to hear until the press conference, and anything you hear up until the press conference is just going to be debatable on whether you can believe it or not. So we're going to jump back into our regular scheduled program. We're going to finish up with what we have planned, and then y'all y'all can enjoy your evening, right? Because I definitely got to get my butt to bed tonight at a decent time because I'm trying to catch up, trying to get caught back up because I know it's tomorrow. I'm going to want to stay up for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because what's tomorrow? Turtle Island, baby. Turtle Island. So let's get back into this. And yeah.
Else going on and see if anybody may have helped him do this. And with that other child being out there, it appears that they didn't quite have enough to charge him for that at that time when they did the initial search warrant or when they did the initial filing of the charges. But I'm confident they'll go ahead and charge him with that case as well.
Let me see. Louise says, thank you. So far, she's okay. She's resting in bed. I'll probably give her a cough drop and see how she's doing when she falls asleep. I have to check her ears because she won't let me check them while she's awake. Gotcha. Dakota, did you just say you were trying to catch up on sleep? That is not a real thing, Lil. Yeah, I know. I'm delusional, Dakota. What I mean by catching up on sleep is catching up on my ability to function with less caffeine. I'm not going to lie, guys. The other day, I consumed probably about 900 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day. And that's not good. That's not good. So I'm trying to get to a reset more so than anything, if that makes sense. Truth.
Authorities say an autopsy is underway for 10-month-old baby Zeke. When it comes to his death, Schmidt says investigators will search for specific evidence to procure a murder charge against Best.
It may come down to DNA, may come down to circumstantial evidence, basically where the child was, how did it occur, was the death of the child consistent with what happened to his wife? Were there any other any communications he had maybe on his computer and his browser history, anything on his phone? I mean, it's basically, it'll be circumstantial, but then again, like I said, if they find evidence of direct evidence like DNA or fingerprint evidence around that child, they'll certainly charge him with that murder as well.
Now, if we're talking about additional charges besides just murder, the first one that comes to mind for me is kidnapping, because Zeke, this 10-month-old baby, after he was missing, there was an Amber Alert that was issued, which to me seems like kidnapping. So could a kidnapping charge be on the way?
It could, but they're going to charge the most obvious thing first, which would be the murder, and kidnapping may just be the proverbial add-on. Ultimately, it's the murder that's important. That's the murder that's going to get him the most time. The kidnapping could be added on. I kind of doubt they will, because frankly, this crime was so heinous and so over the top. They have enough evidence, more than enough evidence, to convict him of the murders right on.
Dakota said, well, I accidentally did that yesterday. I was half asleep getting my pre-workout made and did too many scoops. Yesterday was interesting. Yo, I've been on some high stim pre-workouts that literally make you see sound. I'm not even it's bad, but I drank 3 bangs throughout the day yesterday. Okay, and it might have been more than 900 milligrams because I also had a coffee. I forgot about the coffee, but it was bad. I don't need to be doing that. Jamie K, I wish I was exactly, but drink 9 rock stars every day. Exaggerated. Yo, I'm usually good about it, but this time of year with the schedule, it's just nuts. Jamie says, I really got to cut back. Yeah, I know. Me too. Same. That's why I'm like reset. I'm in reset mode.
Spot.
Hey everybody, this is a Morgan & Morgan legal alert. Evidence shows that Google has allegedly violated the privacy of millions of Americans via incognito mode. Your personal information and data may have been unfairly collected and then used for profit. As America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan has recovered over $20 billion in compensation for clients, and they may be able to help .com/LC Google. It only takes a few minutes to sign up and find out if you have a claim.
But on the legal side of it,
let me see. Julie Dope, those drinks will wreck your stomach lining. I know. I don't drink regular ones though, Mom. I don't drink regular energy drinks. The ones I drink, they're like more of a pre-workout style drink. I know they're not great for you, but mine come with a bunch of like BCAAs, EAs, all kinds of good stuff in it, tons of vitamins and everything. So I know it's not great, but it is what it is.
things, the jurisdictions where the events took place could complicate things. If we're being really specific about the charges, I feel like things could get tricky here because Callie Best and her unborn child, they were murdered in Teton County, Idaho, but Zeke was found dead in Bonneville County. So if that charge is brought on, is it possible that Jeremy Best, the father and the husband in this case, could face additional charges in 2 separate counties, meaning 2 separate cases?
Now, I recall it's the same state. So obviously, They could get charged in separate counties, but what happens a lot of times is they'll bundle the charges into one county, so they don't have to separate. Depends on the DAs have to work together and agree to do something like that. And then in terms of kidnapping, if there's a state kidnapping charge, yes, but it doesn't appear that he went over state lines. Therefore, a federal kidnapping charge would not attach.
Before any of the murders even happened, Best's potential.
Dude, look how. It's what baffles me about this one too. Is like a lot of times in these cases, usually it looks like, you know, it's, I don't know, their lives aren't necessarily that great. These people seem like their lives were good. This dude like had businesses and like everything seemed great. You know, I mean, as great as life as can be, you know, not everything's perfect, but it didn't seem like they had a bad situation. You know what I mean? Especially when you look at pictures like this. I know pictures don't mean anything, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even think you do pictures like these unless your life is somewhat type of, you know, some type of stable or, you know, good stuff going on in it. So this case right here is just, it is bewildering. As much as I want this dude to be fast tracked to some justice, I really don't understand this. Like what happened. I need to understand. Like, and I know that I'm not going to be able to understand until we hear medical stuff, and then us being prohibited by laws and regulations on getting the medical stuff. Like, it's gonna drive me crazy. I don't know. I digress.
Mental health break is what Schmidt calls a red flag that had been overlooked.
Absolutely obvious. Here in California, they have something called 5150, which is a number in the code where they can involuntarily incarcerate somebody for a mental health hold. It's a civil process, and then through that process, they determine if he's going to either harm himself or others. It doesn't appear that they did that in this case, and frankly, if they did, they would have found that he had ideations of either harming himself or someone else through the process of talking to him with a trained psychiatrist.
Miss Dakota says, everyone that knew them said they talked to them days before and said everything was fine, which is why I say drugs, like he relapsed and got a bad batch or something. That is a possibility as well, because he's an older dude, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's a possibility. But damn, what kind of drug? I don't know. I would think that even if there was drugs involved, that it would have to like be some type of like mental, like psychosis type situation. He had like some type of genetic defect that you had that the drugs pushed him into that. If it was drugs involved, I don't know. Math or the H. I got you. That's it's a possibility. Let's see. Louise said the vitamin ones are better, but still be careful. Gotta stay well, especially since you got all these YouTube girlfriends. I know, man. I know. You're too funny, Louise. Yo, that was funny, Louise. That was pretty funny. Pretty dang funny. Yo, man, I didn't know that's how it worked on YouTube. I didn't know you just get to select your boyfriends and girlfriends out here. That's just how it works. I didn't know that's how it worked. Let's see. Dakota says, it has not been released if drugs are the case, though. That is just my theory. I got you. No, because, I mean, to think about him being that old, right, you would think if he was going to have like a schizophrenic break, he would have already had it in life at this point. So maybe, possibly. I mean, you could be right. And with how dirty the drugs are nowadays, like there's no telling what you're getting when you buy whatever you think you're buying. Let's see. Louis says probably the M because that's an upper. Yeah, honestly, that makes sense too. Definitely, probably the math for sure. But yeah, let's keep rolling, guys. Let's keep rolling on this video.
Now, jumping off the details that we were just discussing, he was found naked in a general store before the murders, and then he was found naked after the murders as well, a couple of days later. That's not something I often hear working along Crime Network, that a defendant has been running around naked on multiple occasions. What could have led to that?
Well, it's clear that he had a completely lost any grasp of reality. And frankly,
yo, they look happy, y'all. Man, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I want to be mad at this dude. I want to like not like this guy at all, but if this ends up being one of those situations where these people had like this beautiful life and everything was great, and then all of a sudden like a mental health situation caused all this to happen, it's like, damn, it just breaks your heart on a different level. I'm trying to just roll with the being mad right now, you know what I mean? But shit, I don't like what I'm hearing.
Him being naked, and I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but it's obvious that the stress of the crime probably forced him into another psychotic state where he ended up taking off all of his clothes and basically running around naked. So it just appears that this person was so in deep need of psychological assistance and help and medication that he was basically a ticking time bomb, and then ultimately he blew up and innocent people were harmed.
With that potential mental health break usually comes the potential defense of not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. But Idaho is one of the several states that doesn't allow for a criminal insanity defense. According to Idaho State.
So if he didn't know that, I mean, I don't know. I think this is just the dude lost his damn mind. I do. I think at this point, I think that's what it is. Like their life looks too damn normal. It looks too normal. They don't scream like drug addicts. It does none of that. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just crazy. Let's see. Dakota says, or he had some kind of medical situation and had to change his psych meds, and the psychosis was the result. It's a possibility too, man. When you start switching the meds up like that, it's a damn dice roll. You're playing Russian roulette when you mess with those meds. That's for sure.
Statute, quote, mental condition shall not be a defense to any charge of criminal conduct. Even if that was an option, Schmidt says it's hard to prove.
A lot of people think, well, he'll be found guilty by reason of insanity. That's very, very hard to do. And then even if it does happen, they would end up spending the rest of their lives under intense psychiatric supervision. And it's very rare that people get that. And then, like I said, if they do in the unlikely event they do get that, they end up spending the rest of their lives locked up in frankly, an insane asylum.
And while Idaho may not have a traditional insanity plea, it does still have the death penalty. And I know we're pretty early on.
Damn, she was pretty lady. And that little boy, man, baby Zeke, is a beautiful little baby, man. This is such a heartbreaking one, dude. Yeah, I want to hear all the. I need to hear all the facts, man. I got to calm down on how I feel about this case until I get more facts. Because I came in hot, pissed off, and now I'm like, damn, if this literally was because of like a medication issue, and this family like seemed to be a great family, and it's, I don't know, man, devastating, absolutely devastating.
Here, but Idaho does have the death penalty, and in a case like this, we've got the death of a mother, her unborn child, and a 10-month-old baby. Is that something you believe prosecutors could seek in this case?
Absolutely, and the fact that children are involved, and I apologize, it is. I mentioned Colorado. It happened in Idaho. The fact of the matter is, it's highly likely they will charge that unless his defense comes out with a very quickly plea out to a guilty plea to the murders to take that off the table. But if they do charge him with a death penalty offense, he will try to use the defense of impairment.
Oh yeah, Dakota, I've had my experiences with schizophrenia now too. Definitely. Let me see. My sister used to self-medicate for that exact reason. All right, so you have a sibling too. I get you, Dakota. We get each other. I got some experience with it too. It's devastating, absolutely devastating. Because I got 3 beautiful nieces that don't have their daddy around anymore because of it. It is absolutely devastating.
Mental state, and then of course there'll be a jury trial, and then it'll be up to the 12 people to decide whether he was impaired when he did these murders.
And because of the serious nature of the crime and the involvement of children, Schmidt says the investigation will be expedited.
In fact, if there's children involved or a child involved, I'm sure both jurisdictions and both counties are going to put a lot of resources to this, as well as their best trained homicide detectives. And so to answer your question, it's likely going to go rather quickly, and then the DNA evidence is going to be given a priority at the local crime lab in Idaho because of the fact that there was a child and it's a murder case that will be charged, and it's most likely that they will charge a death penalty in this case.
A major part of the investigation is determining motive.
It sounds to me the motive is going to end up being his psychological state. So there was probably some stress in his life. The mother did something to anger him, And then
Dakota says mental health is rough when not taken care of the right way. I agree. And not only do I have experience with like a sibling, actually multiple siblings that deal with like some pretty bad anxiety, depression cycles, I myself deal with that. So I definitely know. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm a little crazy, but I'm not schizophrenic. Luis said, very true. Serotonin and dopamine, etc., will go wacky sometimes if you just miss one dose. There's no joke, no joke. And then if you have like hormone issues too, imbalances on top of that, dude, it can amplify the hell out of a lot of those things, depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. Miss Kathy says, so wait up. So many meds out isn't good. Lost their minds. It seems that way.
of course, he was going to take that all out, obviously, on everybody else. But ultimately, the motive will likely be that he simply had just detached from reality, and then he decided to harm these people, these innocent people, for his own, personal indulgence. And the fact of the matter, he needs to be in prison and needs to be out of society before he harms somebody else.
The investigation will also take a closer look at Jeremy Best's history.
It comes down to cell phone forensics, and in cases like this, they're going to get his phone, they're going to watch him, they're going to see where he went, and that's going to be the circumstantial evidence that links both of the crime scenes, as well as the fact they want to make absolute certain that there's nobody else involved, and just as importantly, there's no other victims out there as well. It was a crime that was focused on family members or people that he had familial relationships with, but in the same breath, they want to look at those cell phone forensics and see his travel or geolocation data to see if he's gone to any other places where they've had some reported missings. So it doesn't look like he's somebody who's like a serial killer.
Well, definitely not, man. Definitely not a serial killer, but bro, I mean, it's a wrap for him. It's a wrap for him because they're gonna have the digital evidence, right? They're gonna have his footprint, the digital footprint, and then we have those calls, the 911 call, right? So we have in the background what we hear in the background. It's a wrap. This dude's done. I just want to understand the context behind why he did what he did. I want to know, because at this point, I mean, it looks like this might actually be a genuine individual who actually did some crazy stuff that didn't intend to do it. Whereas a lot of times we'll see stuff like this happen, and we know damn well that person did what they did on purpose, right? But this one might actually be one where the person did what they did because of actual mental break. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it at this point. I really don't.
Going after prostitutes or children, so to speak, but they still should rule that out just in case, because this guy was obviously frankly a homicidal maniac and was intent on killing people.
In the end, it doesn't matter whether the crime was planned ahead of
Much love, Miss Kathy. Much love. You enjoy your meal.
time or carried out last minute. Schmidt says the ultimate charge of murder still holds.
They're going to look at that, comes right back into motive. They're going to look at both concepts, so to speak, but ultimately it doesn't matter. I mean, murder is
Ooh, let me pause this. Dakota says, I learned that man can also be mentally affected by postpartum stuff as well. So there's that. The fact that Zeke wasn't even a year and she was pregnant again. Truth. I didn't really think about it like that in that aspect. It's a good point, Dakota. It's a very good point. I didn't think about like postpartum, the fact that Zeke was only 10 months and she's pregnant again. Yeah, let's say he'd had some underlying psychosis, some issues like schizophrenia or something like that. For some individuals, it doesn't pop up until later in life, right? Well, let's say the triggers of new parenthood and potential another baby coming, all that postpartum added into it. Maybe that pushed him into some type of psychosis, a break of some sort. That makes a lot of sense, Miss Dakota. By no means am I making any excuses. What he did is not okay at all, but honestly, I want to know why. Me too. And I'm not making excuses. You guys heard I came in hot on it, right? I was ready to put a bullet in him, but I'd like to know why he did what he did. I'm not saying he's gonna ever be safe for society again, because I mean, if you're at the point where the rest of your life you have to take a pill or else you might lose your damn mind and kill a bunch of us, I don't think that's safe for society regardless. So yeah, man, I don't know, but I'm with you, Dakota. I want to know exactly why this happened. I really do.
General intent crime. I mean, versus specific intent is a fraud crime where you have to think about it, kind of go through some steps to do fraud. Murder is like bank robbery. It's general intent. He went ahead and did it. They're just going to look at the facts of the matter and what happened and whether he did it or he did not do it. I mean, that's ultimately what the defense comes down to. And then the defense is going to ask, what was he of the state of mind where he can be held accountable for this? And like I said, it's going to be very unlikely that they're going to give him a so-called pass by reason of insanity in a case where children were the victims.
Jeremy Best made his first court appearance on Monday in Bonneville County, Idaho. He appeared virtually and wasn't wearing a shirt. He's being held without bond and will be due back in court on December 18th. Reporting for Long Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Thank you, Sierra. Appreciate you. Long Crime, appreciate you all. Fair use. It is what it is. Thank you, guys. All right. Let's keep that up. And let me change the format back up. All right, guys. So that's it. That's what I could get. That's all the information I could get. Miss Dakota, thank you for adding the information in that you did in chat, especially with you hearing the hearsay on the street that they were seemed like a fairly normal, couple, fairly normal people, and nobody saw the flags. Nobody saw any of it. It's pretty crazy. But I'm definitely going to keep on top of this. I'm sure Miss Dakota will stay on top of this as well. Keep me updated if I'm not, caught up. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for the show. I know. We've only been here for like an hour, 40 minutes. But like I said, I got to take care of myself and make it through this month and not die. So there's that. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for being in the show. I appreciate it very much. I'll see you guys again tomorrow before Turtle Island, I'm sure. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're new here, subscribe up. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for making it this long. And if you're already subscribed, think about joining up. I'd appreciate it. It's a great way to support the community, support the channel. Keeps me inspired, you know what I mean? So definitely do it. And then as well, if you're new here and you'd like me to cover a case, a trial, you got some information to send me, you just want to communicate, reach out. We have X, we have Instagram, and we have Facebook. So the links for those are down in the channel description and video description as well. And I also have the email down there in the channel description and the video description. So hit me up. Let me know if you want me to cover something. I love taking a request. It's what I'm here for. And what else we got? Oh, if you would like to support the channel, which is very much appreciated, very, very much appreciated. We have Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. All the links for those are in the channel description and the video description as well. If you leave a donation, please leave your screen name so I can put you up on the donation wall, which hopefully you guys like the new donation wall. I think the new donation wall is way cooler. The aquarium look, way cooler. But that being said, please leave your screen name. Let me know what platform you're watching. Much love to my Rumble people and my Facebook people. We're streaming over there right now as well. So let me know where you're watching me from. Let me know what you think. And leave that screen name so I can give you some love. All right? If you'd like to donate to the channel equipment wise, you don't want to do it through the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. We have the Amazon registry and it has some equipment that we're really needing for the studio. So if you can help out that way, it would be appreciated greatly. Definitely make sure to leave your screen name on the little Amazon registry list whenever you make the purchase, if you make a purchase, okay? So I know how to give the love out to. That's it, guys. I think that's it. That's channel wrap up. I know it wasn't a real long show. And I promise as we get out of this month of December, the energy's going to pick back up again. So we'll get back to those 2-a-days for sure. And I'll probably get a lot more pre-record drops happening. Other than that, guys, thank you all to everybody that's been rocking with me. Thank you all to all the new people that just subbed up and become, members. Some of y'all are already members too. Much love. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Yeah. Have an awesome Wednesday, y'all. It's your boy, the Real Piscine Predator, aka TPP, baby. And until the next live stream, the next video drop, the next short, whatever the next thing is, or if I see you over in the chat room, much love, y'all. I'm out. Peace.
you.